Hello, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. I did give all the dates out in the What's Cracking, so if you want to know what dates are coming up in terms of fairs and things, please go back and have a look at those. Reminder that August 11th, I'm going to do a Facebook Live card pull again. Been very successful the last couple of times we've done it, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So I only do it for an hour, and I try and get everybody in, but I haven't put a time on this one because I'm thinking of doing it a little bit later and trying to reach some of the people that have missed out before. So I'll have a look at how I'm going that day, and I'll give you a time this week anyway of what time I'll do that. Alrighty. I'm using the same deck, which is really unusual because I usually change decks for this reading, but obviously Spirit has something in mind here, so we'll keep going with this. I have a strong feeling that something big's happening for Capricorns this week. I have had that feeling quite strongly today. I am not sure what's coming up for you guys, but there feels like for some of you some sort of change. Possibly it could be for some of you in your workplace. If some of you are looking for promotions or changes, it could be love too, because the Two of Cups has just jumped out at me there. So it could be some of you are getting a change in relationship status as well. Okay, I always really reluctant to do the more intuitive stuff because I think there's so many people out there, and I can do it obviously very well when there's only someone sitting in front of me. But oh, radio, okay, Tower moment. I want to do for all the old people out there. I feel like doing the Danger Will Robinson, but only the old people will understand that. This is about a breaking down of a structure. Now, sometimes this can be something physical, like somebody, losing a job, having to move house. But most times I find, and I know people are really, really cautious of the Tower when they see it, and I did see it with someone yesterday. I really like the Tower. I like all the cards, but this particular one I do like because it means that the universe has something new in store for you. There's something coming in for you, and in order for you to see it or accept it or understand what's being presented, you have to let go of something that has not served you here. And it's a breaking down of your old values or ideas around how things should go. So sometimes, for example, it could mean that you have to change your ideas about how a person should be, because you've always thought people should be polite and now you're finding they're not. I know that's very simplified, but this idea that you have gained from some point in your life that things should be a certain way, and now you're finding that they're not. So it's often for people, that real epiphany moment where it sort of bowls you off your feet, where you realize something is different to what you thought it was. So, all right, so behind that we have the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something that is no longer emotionally fulfilling you. And it could be because of this Tower. So this could be a breakdown in a relationship here that you are walking away from here. We do have the Five of Swords. So, okay. So for me, this is actually about someone realizing that a relationship is not going anywhere. So there's a definite feeling here of somebody feeling that their only option here is to walk away. They have no other way of doing it. And there's sadness in this Five of Cups. So for some of you this week, this relationship here has not produced results. You have come to this conclusion that this relationship or situation, whatever it is for you, is not yielding the results that you have been putting in. This is you saying, well, look, I've put in all this effort here, and, this is sort of, an up yours moment, walking away from it. I feel that you have no other choice with this Five of Swords. It's like, okay, I'm taking my swords, I'm walking away from this because I can't invest anymore. I've said everything I needed to say. I've expressed everything I needed to tell you. You are not listening to me. I'm going. And what we see here is this sadness, which says to me, this isn't something you really wanted to do, but you have no other choice here to walk away from something. But what I want to say to you, whether or not this is about, because the Eight of Cups can talk about moving away from something, you could have given like an ultimatum here. You could have realized this wasn't working, and you've given some sort of ultimatum here. And it may look a little selfish and a little mean, but what you know is that there is love here, but this person you're dealing with needs to participate, needs to take part in this relationship. And at the moment, they're not taking part. Okay, let's have some more information. All right, Three of Wands. So now you're looking out towards the future. You've walked away from something that you've realized is not serving your highest good. You may have given the person an ultimatum. You might have just walked away knowing there's a possibility they're coming back, but it's sort of like, I'm going anyway. I can't do this anymore. Okay, and there's a star here. So somehow or another, this was the right thing to do. You had to do this. I think this person needed to have that tower. They needed to understand things cannot go forward if they stay where they are. This is where the tower is so important, because it's teaching someone here that what they think is okay is not okay. So if you're in a relationship where someone's not giving back to you, that's not okay. If you're invested in something and you're giving a lot to someone, it doesn't matter, regardless. If it's that they don't love you, well, then they still need to let the tower fall. But whatever it is, this is destined. Someone had to have a wake-up moment here. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands coming in here. So the Five of Wands does talk about conflict. I feel this is more a mental conflict of a person. Don't forget, the cards go backwards and forwards here. Someone's really conflicted about this. So it could be that even though the tower's fallen, they haven't quite got yet why that tower's fallen down. Okay, so we do have a Page of Wands coming in. This person is trying to understand what's happened here. They are trying to get it, but they haven't quite got it yet, okay? So they are still trying to understand it. There's stability here. So I think they're sort of getting that side of things. Six of Pentacles, equal give and take, you see. I love how Spirit does that. And I do have the Page of Pentacles here. So what's happened here is this tower moment, this breaking down of something has confused somebody. So if you're dealing with someone that you've had to walk away from because they weren't getting that whole, you know, if we're having a relationship here, this is teamwork. It's not just about you. This has to do with me too. And if you're not giving back to me, I don't want this anymore. But the person who the tower has fallen for is confused as to why that doesn't fit or isn't right. So they're going through a lot of, this will send them into an awakening, let me tell you now, because they are really confused about how to go about this. So maybe they've said sorry to you before and things have just gone back to normal. Maybe they've come back into the picture and tried again, but things have just gone back the way they were. Now they're trying to understand why this keeps happening when they want more, but they're not investing. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands coming out here. So this is about victory. And we have the Hierophant. It's about victory, stability, and having something very strong moving forward. But somebody needs to speak up. Okay. Definitely with the Seven of Swords this morning, that is about trying to get away without expressing your feelings. Very, very much so here. So what we have here is we have a situation where the tower's coming down for someone because somebody has walked away from someone. They could have, might have. It could be that this person wasn't talking about what they wanted from a relationship, for example. You may have been investing in something and totally, enamored by this person, totally in love with them, and they weren't returning stuff. So you've gone, you know what, can't do this anymore. I'm going to walk away at the risk here of losing your love. That's what that's all about. There is an Ace of Wands behind that, by the way. So I think it's about a new start, but I think you've had to push this person into realizing what's going on here. So what I have here is a situation that looks to me like it was destined to happen. It had to happen this way because one of these parties in this relationship or situation, was not seeing the truth of it. So they were going about their business like they've always done, thinking everything was fine. And there may have been times when you've raised this whole idea of no give and take here. But it's like either you came back together and the situation just went the same way again, or you had a little bit and still there was no conversation, there was no fessing up of true feelings, there was no opening up to you. So I feel like you've gone backwards and forwards here. But I feel like this time you've meant it and you've said to them, I'm done here. I don't want to keep investing in something when I'm getting nothing back. So this person has gone away going, oh, you'll be back. And you haven't come back. And now what's happening is they're having to now understand what their part or what their role was in this situation. They do want stability. They do want the Six of Wands, the recognition. They do want to be with you. They do want equal give and take. They do want stability. It's all over this reading. But it's like they've never really got it before or never really understood. It would take them to express how they felt here. So if you've been dealing with a person that wouldn't speak up about their feelings, maybe wouldn't discuss what was going on and you've walked away, they're starting to get it here. They're starting to understand this give and take thing. It's like they're having this sort of like journey now to understand how stability works and what they need to invest in things. I feel like this person has probably been quite used to things just running along every time without having to put in any effort. And now they're realizing this is going to take their effort too. So it's beautiful because it's going to wake them up into understanding how a relationship works. And maybe that's what they haven't had before or haven't had a realization before. That's how it works. You both have to talk. You both have to invest. You both have to express yourself. But they're having a little bit of a dilemma here because they don't know which way to go or how to work it out. So that will awaken them. Spirit is trying to get them to understand how this will work. And we do have the card of the eagle coming out. Beautiful. Okay, eagle. One day I will know all these off by heart. How funny. I was about to put the book up to the camera then, not the card. It's so funny. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? That's too funny. Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath, spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop sheltered from life, counting the regular feelings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. Wow. This is about really opening your eyes and seeing things the right way. So if you're dealing with a person that has done this to you, then this is about you understanding your part in this journey. But if you've had someone who you've had to walk away from, they are starting to get the vision of what this should look like. And it's nothing like it's done before. Very nice reading. Thanks, everyone.